In today's Leeds news, Omobamidele Latest info, Crew loan move, youth linked with move, FA Cup draw, Bamford could still go, Gelhardt switch edges closer, Leeds strongly pursuing a deal, summer target could be available, and no chance on keeper. Morning folks, Jer here with your news for a Monday morning, the 13th of January. Leeds United news. There's a bit of stuff to get stuck into today, a lot of clarifications. There's still an awful lot of rumours floating around and speculation, so the usual caveat until anything actually happens, everything is rumour. But we cover it on this channel, so we'll continue to cover it. Just a quick update, we will have a half-season review tonight on the channel. Andrea Russo will be joining me along with possibly some other guests as well to look back at the first half of the season and ahead to what is coming up on the second half of the season. And Ben Jacobs is due to join us on Wednesday evening at 5:30 p.m. on the channel as well to talk about Leeds transfer dealings in the January window, whenever they start happening. But we'll crack on today and we'll start off with the information on the Andrew Omobamidele situation. And yesterday reports continued to link the player with a move to Leeds United after he was left out of Nottingham Forest's FA Cup squad despite significant changes in the Nottingham Forest side. Forest manager Nuno Espirito Santo did speak about the player following the decision to make serious changes and not have him in the squad. He said that Omobamidele wasn't picked for other reasons, leading the media to speculate about the player's future and likely move to Leeds United. One of the things that we learned from Leeds versus Harrogate Town on Saturday is that Leeds need to get cover at right centre-back. Josh Gilavogi is not a centre-back, he's a central midfielder, and although it's a square peg in a round hole, and it could do a job from time to time, Leeds would want to have serious options in there and not leave themselves short. We've talked an awful lot about that over the last couple of weeks as well, so that's a position that Leeds definitely need to look at. And Andrew Omobamidele can play right centre-back comfortably and right back as well, which gives Leeds more cover on that right-sided position. So maybe there is something there, but something to look at, and we could see something happening in the next couple of days or weeks. Youth has been linked with a move to Leeds United, and according to LUFC Youth on X, who is a dedicated X account for everything that happens underage at Leeds and very accurate as well, they claim that Leeds are continuing to look at strengthening their underage alongside the first team. Before anyone reacts to this, the youth recruitment and the senior recruitment are different sides, different teams who work on different priorities, just to get that one out there. But according to the account, they claim that Spurs youth Ronan Riley is said to head to Leeds for a trial. The report states that the 18-year-old will head to West Yorkshire for a trial period just 1 year after signing his first professional contract at Tottenham Hotspur. The Manchester-born defender was taken by Tottenham Hotspur away from Manchester City's underage youth system and did sign a 1 year contract last year, but now is said to be on the move potentially to Leeds United, with the club having a strong look at him during this period. We'll keep an eye on this one and keep you updated. We know about Robbie Cook coming in the next couple of weeks as well, the gun goalkeeper. So Leeds did lose a lot of underage players this year and will need to restock the ranks a little bit there. And moving on to the FA Cup draw, and Leeds will have some idea who they will face in the fourth round of the FA Cup when the game takes place later on tonight. Leeds have been drawn in a home game for the second time in a row after a very lengthy period without a home draw, and Leeds will play the winner of the Millwall and Dagenham Redbridge game, which kicks off tonight. So Leeds will play Millwall in the next round of the FA Cup. We'll just move past that, yeah. Moving on to more information coming out over the weekend around Patrick Bamford's future at the club. And reports over the weekend suggest that Patrick Bamford could still leave Leeds United in January, as unlikely as that may feel. The report claims that Blackburn Rovers have a serious interest in bringing the attacker in, and Blackburn are keen on enhancing their striking options as they try and maintain a playoff push this season. And Blackburn manager John Eustace is said to be an admirer of Patrick Bamford. However, Bamford is expected to miss all of January with a hamstring injury, and I suppose any chances of likely passing a medical with a hamstring problem this month seem really, really unlikely. So for me, I would say it's very unlikely that Patrick Bamford leaves Leeds United in January, and we might be looking at a mutual termination of an agreement come the summer. We'll have to wait and see on that, but yeah, just to bring up to date on that one. But he might like him, but Bamford's not passing a medical, so we'll have to see. And moving on to a player who is having a medical today and could be on his way away from Leeds United, and that is Joe Gelhardt. And no Joe Gelhardt against Harrogate Town over the weekend suggests that the player may well be on the move away from the club. Hull Live understands that Leeds United have now sanctioned the move of Joe Gelhardt for a loan move for the remainder of this season. They also report that he is set to sign for local rivals Hull City, which means not a big upheaval or move for Gelhardt. Gelhardt could be involved with the game against Millwall this Friday night should everything go smoothly and according to plan. And according to reports, Joe Gelhardt is in London today to complete a medical to Hull. I don't know why you go down so far south for medical at Hull, but obviously that's where their stuff is located. And moving on to a potential incoming that popped up a couple of weeks ago, and it's still knocking about this one, and Ben Jacobs did say this will be one to keep an eye on, but according to Team Talk today, they claim that Leeds are strongly pushing for a cut price deal to bring Ben Davies to Leeds in January. Davies' contract at Spurs is up at the end of the season, and Leeds are looking to strengthen in the defensive areas. Leeds have future questions over Junior Firpo with no contract offer on the table for him right now. They have injury concerns around Max Ferber, whose knee keeps swelling up after any lengthy amount of time, and there seems to be a reluctance to play Isaac Schmidt left back outside of the FA Cup game. So there's obviously a reason for that as well, although I thought he looked actually pretty decent once he got into the game. But Davies is 31 years of age, and he doesn't come without his own issues either. Davies missed all of December with a reoccurrence of a hamstring problem there, and again has played limited minutes this season for Tottenham Hotspur. And for that reason, based on what Daniel Farke has said about the kind of players he wants to bring in January, they need to be playing regularly, they need to be involved, and they need to be fit. And I don't think Ben Davies ticks any of those boxes at 31 years of age. Maybe it's a sign for next season for a bit of experience there, but I don't think it's a realistic option for Leeds in January, not there. And I think we've got enough options at the left-hand side for now, at least, to keep us ticking over. And moving on to a potential summer target as well, and one that was linked last summer and may even pop up in January. We'll have to wait and see. But a player that Leeds had a real serious look at in the summer was FC Cologne midfielder Dejan Ljubicic. And with his contract ticking down, Leeds have been tipped in Germany with a move for the player again. Leeds tried twice in the summer to sign the player, and their final bid of £4 million was rejected, leading to the player staying put and Leeds moving on. But Leeds didn't bring in an attacking midfielder. Ljubicic could be seen as a Joe Rothwell, I suppose, replacement for next season, or potential number 10 option for this season. But the deal wasn't done, and Ljubicic stayed at FC Cologne, where he's had a pretty decent season outside of missing a portion with an injury at the start of the year. He scored 3 goals and has 3 assists so far this season for FC Cologne in Bundesliga 2, and they sit top of the pile in that division. As I say, Ljubicic's contract is ticking down, and right now he is open to signing a pre-contract agreement with any side that operates outside of Germany, but he could also move for a cut price deal in January. Leeds have been labelled as admirers in Germany for the midfielder, and FC Cologne head coach Gerhard Struder said the following when asked about the player's future. His position at the moment is that he wants to concentrate on the season and to play the football he can play again. He doesn't want to worry about the future issues at the moment. Deo and I discussed this openly right before beginning the preparations for training camp, and again recently. Ljubicic himself has spoken on the situation. He said the football moves quickly and that he is in contact with those who control his contract. So I'm assuming he means his agent in that. He did comment on his contract running till the end of this season, but did say he's happy at FC Cologne right now, and we'll have to see if anything happens in there. But it feels to me like that if there is any truth at all in this link, it does feel to me like it's a likely move in this summer for Leeds. If Joe Rothwell goes back to Bournemouth, Leeds will need to bring in another central midfielder, attacking midfield option should they get promoted, and Ljubicic looks like a player who could fill that role quite well. We've seen how well Tanaka has adapted to England for moving from Bundesliga 2. Dejan Ljubicic and a team playing at a much higher level in the division. You never know. Could be an interesting one to keep an eye on. Hey, another update on a goalkeeping situation. And last week, Leeds United were linked with a move for River Plate goalkeeper Jeremias Ledesma. Sol del Mila cover Leeds and the Deportivo Alaves interest in the shot stopper, and they said that they can rule out any chance of a loan move for the keeper in January. There was a claim last week that River Plate manager was ready to sanction an exit for Ledesma, which could open the door for Leeds to make a loan move to sort a goalkeeping issue that we have right now. But now the journalist Juan Cortez says that there is no chance of Ledesma leaving River Plate in January, and Gallardo has no intention on sanctioning a move for a goalkeeper that he plans on using again throughout this season. The report closes saying that this should bring an end to any links between Leeds United and Ledesma. Ledesma probably added to that himself over the weekend when he followed Leeds United on Instagram, probably just out of interest on who was interested in him or who was talking about him. But yeah, they're now ruling that out permanently and saying there's no chance of that deal being done. And then finally for today's story came out this morning from the Yorkshire Evening Post, and Leeds United midfielder Charlie Crew looks set for a loan move away from the club in January, according to reports from the Yorkshire Evening Post. Graham Smith has a piece in the YEP today where he says Leeds youngster could be set to spend the second half of this season at a promotion-chasing League Two side. Smith claims that Doncaster Rovers are keen to bring Charlie Crew in on loan, and the deal could be done pretty quickly. Rovers are currently 7th in League Two with eyes on promotion for them, and are still in the FA Cup after beating Hull City, so Charlie Crew could also be involved in the FA Cup competition because he missed out on it with Leeds against Harrogate over the weekend. But a move for Crew to Doncaster at this stage of his career would give him a chance to play regular football at 18 years of age, could really speed up and improve the course of his development over the next while. And with Ilya Groove returning to Leeds United's bench over the course of the weekend, which was a massive surprise to me, he's about 2 months ahead of schedule, that's likely the reason why Daniel Farke will sanction a move for Charlie Crew. There's just so many bodies ahead of him. You've got Ampadu, Rothwell, Tanaka, Gruev, Gilavogi. You have all those players in there as well. So it makes sense for him to get an option and a chance to move away and play some football. James DeBio, the next one to keep an eye on. Will he also head off on loan? Daniel Farke's comments last week suggesting that young players that haven't been involved could go out on loan, and maybe he's got more options now if he can bring in a centre-back. Maybe then we see DeBio go out on loan. Maybe it's Omobamidele that comes in and replaces him. We'll have to wait and see. Folks, that'll be it for me today. Back at 7 p.m. tonight for the half-season review. And then getting ready for tomorrow, Wednesday's live stream with Ben Jacobs to look ahead to the transfer window. And I'll talk to you later on. Have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. See ya and bye.